Good morning, maayong buwan. In the name of our host, the Most Reverend Jose Palma, the Archbishop of Cebu, together with the Archdiocesan Commission on Family and Life, Holiday Plaza Ellis, Wico, and Dr. Yeser, I would like to welcome you all into our two-day conference, which starts today. The theme of our conference is the Filipino Family, Cradle of Synodality. When we say cradle, what comes into our mind? Cradle means a place wherein there is love and care, because something delicate is there. It has to be nurtured. It has to be nourished. Cradle means the genesis, the beginning, a home, a fountain where graces flow. So that, needless to say, the kind of synodality that we have today speaks of the kind of synodality we first experienced in our own homes. And we know that the family today is under attack from so many angles. Under attack. We remember, of course, the prophecy of Sister Lucia. You know, when she wrote a letter to one of the cardinals and said, the last attack that will be done by Satan against the church will be on family and life. He thinks that if he can destroy the family, then he is able to destroy the church also. So, the Filipino family is the cradle of synodality. How does synodality happen in the family? Or in general, yung pagnanakbay po natin sabay-sabay, how is it made possible? The gospel today offers us a perspective. Jesus invites us to walk with Him, and He offers a perspective. Sabi po niya, if you wish to follow after me, deny yourself and carry the cross. Die to yourself. Die to your pride. Die to your own plans. Die to your own agenda. Bakit po? Because by dying to the self, we create a space for God, and we create a space for our companions along the way. When we humble ourselves, we create that needed space for us to be able to journey together, pray together, listen together, discern together. What happens when we are full of ourselves? The first reading today gives us the answer, the idea. You know, the people in the Old Testament, they were in a kind of synodality already. The very first sentence of the first reading today says, they were speaking one language. They were able to understand each other perfectly. But they were coming from another perspective. They were full of themselves. They were full of pride. God was outside the equation and spelled disaster. And so the need to humble ourselves, to die to the selves, not to lose ourselves in the process, but to find our ego, to find our identity with Jesus, in Jesus on the cross. So that, like Jesus, we may be able to open our hearts to the presence of each one. Kaya po, ito po'y nangyayari po sa married life, sa family. How? Remember, my dear couples who are here, when you were married, you pronounced your vow. Grant us, O Lord, to be one heart and one soul from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do us part. Do you mark? Wala ba po ba? Just speaking. One heart and one soul. There will always be two hearts, but beating with the same, in synchronized beating. There are no more two plans, two dreams, two bank accounts for that matter, but one when we walk in synodality. In other words, your marriage vows was a vow for synodality with Jesus in your midst. And when we are able to walk that way, what follows is very beautiful. Well, there is communion. Each one belongs. It would be a great tragedy if a wife would feel she does not belong in the heart of his husband. And vice versa. There is communion because there is that sense of belongingness. I am home. I am loved for who I am. I am accepted. I am affirmed. I am learned. I am forgiven. That is home, communion. The tragedy today is many people do not belong. And when a person does not belong, he is lost, and many things could happen. Just look at the world today. These are signs that many do not belong. Many are yet to find the heart of God in married life, in the priesthood for that matter. For us bishops also, we need to find that home so that we may belong and communion happens. Second, when there is communion, what is the expression of communion? The expression of communion is participation. Each one realizes that he or she has a gift to share, and gifts are not meant to be kept. It is meant to be shared so that the whole community may benefit from that. And I participate because I belong. When I belong, it is easy for me to share my life to the other. Participation. Kaya nga po, during elementary, di ba? Yung description of family, tatay ay siyang hanipin ng paanan. Ang nanay ay siyang ilaw ng paratan. Ang mga anak ay siyang ligaya ng paratan. And we initiate the children into their participation in family life by assigning them chores. Ikaw ang maghuhugas ng pigan, breakfast. Ikaw naman anak, ikaw yung maglilinis ng bahay. And the children are able to do that. Why? Because they belong. They are embraced and accepted for who they are. Siguro isang tanong para sa atin, lalo lang na sa aming mga pare. Do people find a home in our hearts? Do people find a home in our ministry so that they could easily participate? Do they find a caring heart in our ministry? And third, where do communion and participation bring us? By just living this out, we already proclaim Jesus. We already proclaim God in our lives. There's no need to go to other places. Makita na tayo ng mga tao sinasabi, naku, mag-asawa yan, palaging nagsisimba, palaging nagdadasal. Home, klarong-klaro ang presensya ng Diyos sa kanilang buhay. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, this is what we're trying to do in this short days, 2-day conference. To be able to recall that sense of home. We will not be able to talk everything, plan everything. But we hope and pray that what we do here would germinate into something, would flow out into concrete discussions in the parishes and in the dioceses, would give the push and the inspiration to search for synodality, to make synodality work in our families and in our communities. The perspective of Jesus is the perspective of the cross. Die to yourself. Let us die to ourselves so that Jesus may live and our brothers and sisters with us in the pilgrim journey that we do every day. By our mere presence today, we have died to the self already. We have come together And we continue to pray that God may bless our gathering so that this may bear fruit in the days ahead. God bless us.